Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's video I want to look at another top 10 list. We're going to throw it back a little bit today, go to the junk wax era, and show you my 10 favorite Barry Bonds cards that I collected when I was a kid. I've got some just random cards here. These aren't in my top 10. These are just kind of some cards that I had in my Barry Bonds collection. If you're like me and you kind of grew up in the junk wax era, you may recognize some of these. I mean, they were putting out baseball cards in almost every single type of product. We've got here Nestle ice cream cards. We've got the O-Pee-Chee card, the very first O-Pee-Chee release, which is written in French. You can see outfielder there. And in the back, we got Post cereal. Just some of my cards that didn't make the top 10. These Sports Illustrated for Kids, where you can see in 91, I believe, a Skinny Barry Bonds. And then here in, I think that's 93, a little bit thicker. And then I always loved this 1993 Upper Deck. I got so much of this as a kid. The Reggie Jackson Clutch Performers, and then these like special team cards, which back in the day were some of the coolest things, at least for me. So anyway, these are not in my top 10, but I just thought I would introduce them to you. Now, I'm not the biggest Barry Bonds fan or out there. To be honest, I don't really even consider myself a big fan of his, but I know he's a big name and he might still have some fans out there, especially in the Pittsburgh and San Francisco area. So I thought I'd show my top 10 favorite junk wax cards that I have of Barry Bonds. So this collection isn't going to be anything overly impressive. These are just cards I just happened to collect as a kid. I believe with the exception of this card, here's my number 10 favorite junk wax Barry Bonds card. I think I got this in just a random flea market, like grab bag or something. So I didn't single out this card and buy it. But if you remember, this is 1995 Collector's Choice, that special edition up here. I don't even remember if that means anything or not. But the cool thing with Collector's Choice is you could get this signature on the card, and that was like the special pull or the special insert you were gonna look for. And some of them were silver signatures, like this one, which was fairly decently rare. But if you could get the gold signature, that's when you were on top of the world if you got one of those. And so this is Barry Bonds, just a few years after he went to the Giants. But the silver signature and the classic backwards hat, I got this out of a flea market pack not too long ago, I think over the summer. And so that's my number 10 card. That card is, I don't know, maybe worth a quarter, 50 cents. You're going to see a lot of these aren't worth that much, but they just brought back a lot of nostalgia for me collecting cards as a youngster going through junior high and then into high school. All right, number 9 on my list is this. This is Score Loaded Lineup, back when Score still made baseball cards, 1998 Barry Bonds Score. Now, if you're a younger viewer, I don't know how many of those I have. I think many of my viewers are a little bit closer to my age, but younger viewers, like, inserts were the cool things to hit. I mean, there weren't really autographs in packs. There weren't really too many relics around, especially here where this card was made. And so if you could get an insert card like this with some special foil on it, I mean, you were really doing well for yourself. And so this is Loaded Lineup. You can see it is an insert series, LL6. For some reason, it has his stats right here from the year 1993, but the card is from 98. And so that was kind of confusing to me. I'm not exactly sure why. I didn't really look too far into it, though. But there it is, number 9. This card you could find on eBay for like $2 total, shipping, everything. Still not that pricey, even though it is an insert. And I mean, an insert back in the day was man, that was what you were all about. All right, here's number 8. This set, it was in our basement. This is number 8. This is 1988 Donruss, but you can tell this is the orange border. I believe it's called Baseball's Best. I remember this set. My parents must have bought it for us, and it was in a Velveeta cheese box. We had the whole set of orange cards in this Velveeta cheese box, and that box, I'm sure, is either long since gone or somewhere still down in my mom's basement right now. But these orange cards just have always stood out to me. They are a little bit more valuable just because they are a little bit more rare. I don't know a lot about the set, to be honest, but this is 1988 Donruss from the Baseball's Best kind of release, card number 17. You see the back of it does not look like the regular 1988 Donruss cards look. Kind of looks like more of one of the other, almost like a Fleer release. But anyway, this card is just maybe $1 or $2. You could find this on eBay if you really wanted it. And in PSA 10, you could probably get it for like $9 or $10. But that's my number 8 card. Okay, so from the beginning of Bond's career, we're going to flash forward a little bit here towards the end. This card is number 7. I don't know. It's just this kind of iconic photo. This is Bonds at his peak of his performance enhancing, allegedly, you could say. This is just kind of the iconic photo of just him just at the plate. I don't know, this maybe was even on the box art or the pack art. I just remember this pose standing out to me. So even though I wasn't really his biggest fan, especially at this point in his career, this card, 2006 Topps, number 100. For anyone who's unfamiliar, usually the round numbers like 100, 200, 150, or not 150, are pretty big name players. And you can see just the absolutely ridiculous stats he was putting up. I mean, look at all that red. Just absolute bonkers, out of this world. Man, this is towards the end of his career. But anyway, Barry Bonds, I have this high on my list, not because it's very valuable. That card's like a $1 or $2 card, if that, but just the iconic photograph of Bonds in the batter's box, no helmet on, just taking a practice cut in spring training. The iconic follow through, just the photography on that one. Okay, so we are ready for the number 6 card. I dug this one out, and this one even surprised me how much it was worth whenever I looked up all these prices on eBay. Here's my number 6 card. This is 1994 Fleer Ultra. This is an insert, the on-base leader. You can see it down here at the bottom, if I can get it in the light. On-base leaders. Barry Bonds. And this is like your classic Fleer Ultra inserts. They used to put out so many inserts that were colorful and had all sorts of graphics on there and had this foil. And, these are kind of picking up popularity and value, especially with the rush kind of towards the Michael Jordan cards and the Chicago Bulls stuff with the documentary coming out last week on ESPN. A lot of people are gravitating back towards these kind of Fleer Ultra, Skybox releases with this kind of foil, old school insert set. So I don't know like the odds of getting an insert like this in a pack from back in 1994. You can see it's 2 out of 12 in the set. This is in decent-ish condition. I mean, I'm not going to call this a PSA 10, but it's in decent condition. This card is worth just raw on eBay. It's been selling for like $15, and I had no idea. All these cards have just been sitting in a binder in my closet for probably, since 1994. To be honest, I don't know when the last time they've been pulled out. I pulled all these out and put them in penny sleeves, but they haven't seen the light of day in a long time. So that's number 6. That is the most valuable Barry Bonds card that I have. All right, here's number 5. This one was my favorite back in the day for a long, long time, until I finally got some others that passed it up here in recent years. For a long time, I thought this was my coolest card. Because you see how it's the gold signature up here? It's the Future Heroes. It's kind of got the cool peeled back thing here where it looks like the card has been ripped and his name is exposed, but it's the gold signature, man. If you could hit a gold signature with an Upper Deck release, this is from 1993. This is Upper Deck, the Future Heroes set. You can see it was number 56 out of 63, so this is a fairly common set. It's not nearly as rare as the on-base leaders over here. But this was this for the longest time was the card I thought was the coolest because of the gold signature. Right now, it's probably not that valuable. I looked it up, maybe a $3 or $4 card with shipping on eBay. But man, back in the day, I thought that was just going to be the number one Barry Bonds card in my collection. All right, here we go. We're going to go to number 4. This is the iconic card, for me at least, of Barry Bonds. I know it's not his real rookie. There's the 1986 Topps Traded. I had no idea about Topps Traded back then. 1987 was the very first year I got into baseball card collecting. I had so many of these cards, this iconic wood paneling border. Oh man, this is all this nostalgia, right? This is my very first year collecting the Barry Bonds. Every once in a while, you'll see people who don't know any better. They'll call this an error card because the number 3 in the 320 is kind of, you see the number 3 isn't completed there. The ink looks like it's an error, but every single card has that same marking, so it's not anything that was like more valuable because it has the missing part of the 3. So this card may be a $1 card. You'll see some people that don't know the price. They'll put it listed on Facebook or in flea markets for like $10, $20, but it's a $1 or $2 card, as I'm sure most of you know if you're watching this. But 1987 Barry Bonds, my very first Barry Bonds card, the very first cards that I ever collected, and 1987 Topps will always hold a special place in my heart just because it was the very first year I collected. So, whoa, he's going to slide down there. Number 4, Barry Bonds. That card has not been out of my binder in, what, 30 some years. In fact, I pulled that card out and I had another one behind it. Back when I was a kid, I didn't know. If I had 2 of the same card, I'd just stick them both into the sleeve, and then I found a surprise when I pulled that one out. There's another one behind it. Okay, we're ready for the top 3. Nothing big and exciting here. Number 3, here's another one that I just really like. You can see, again, this is classic 1990s, mid to late 1990s insert set with kind of the over-the-top font, colors, the designs in the background. This is from Circa 1997. It says Boss. I don't know. I don't know a lot about this. This is from the Boss insert set, 3 of 20. Circa, I honestly don't know. You can see, I'm looking here at the bottom. It's a copyright down here at the bottom, 1997, Fleer and Skybox. So it's kind of an offshoot of the Fleer and Skybox brand, which Skybox did some really cool stuff with basketball back in the day. And it looks like they jumped into baseball there for a while. So this is an insert set. I just like the color and the design on this one. One of my favorite Barry Bonds cards, although it's not that valuable. This card is like a $2 card, maybe. You could find it right now on eBay if you really wanted it. But I doubt it's that desirable out there in the market right now. Okay, we're here for my top 2. And these are 2 of my just favorite Barry Bonds cards. Not going to carry a lot of value. Everyone could find these cards really easily if they wanted. But just for my collecting, these are ones that I've really enjoyed having as a kid. Here's number 2. Number 2, this is from 1996 Score, and this is maybe a $1 card at that. You could probably get this for like a quarter or 50 cents. What draws me to this card? I don't know. I think it's the white border. I think it's the hat on backwards, the smiling face, because in a lot of these he's not really smiling. If you look at almost every single one of these, he's kind of got a grimace on his face, or he's in the middle of a game, so obviously he's not smiling. But it's just the earring in the hat backwards, and he just looks like he was, trying to be Too Cool Jones there. The hat on backwards thing, almost everyone knows. King Griffey Jr., I think, was kind of the main guy who started that, but then Bonds with the classic cross earring that he became known for. This is just the base card. It's not even worth that much, but just that picture really makes that one stand out, and I just really like it, even though it's not worth even 50 cents maybe. Okay, and now my number 1 favorite card back in the day of Barry Bonds. It used to be behind this one. This used to be number 2, but man, I just still love this card. Number 1 in my Barry Bonds collection, just my personal favorite, not in terms of value, but just in terms of enjoyment, is this. Look at this thing, man. 1994 Donruss. This is the gold emblem. I don't know the name of it. From Donruss Special Edition. You can see it's got up here in the top right-hand corner on the back. I don't know if I can get it to focus. Special Edition. This is card number 69 in the set. And man, I absolutely cherish this card back in the day because of the gold and the kind of rainbow foil there. Man, this was like a parallel version of the base card, and it's a cool photograph because he's at Wrigley Field. I'm a sucker for the cards that don't have a border as well. Kind of reminds me of the Topps Stadium Club cards with the cool photography and usually no border around the outside. But it was this gold emblem. I mean, this was everything. And look how it shined in the light, man. Back when you're 12, 13, 14 years old, that was just the coolest thing out there. There were no autographs. There were no relics. There were no jersey cards, bat cards. When you pulled something like this, I was on top of the world. I stuck this thing in my binder. and I made sure that I never traded it, never got rid of it, because I thought this was just going to be the coolest card I ever had. So you can see it's just the normal release, just with the special edition there back on the back. But that gold little emblem with the Giants logo and the Barry Bonds left field was just everything to me back in the day. So that is my #1 favorite card in my Barry Bonds collection from the Junk Wax era. That card is maybe a $2 to $4 card with shipping on eBay right now. And so there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. I thought I would take us back into the Junk Wax era. These are all cards that I've had for, man, 25, 35 years, just kind of hanging out. It's good to get them out of my binder there and into penny sleeve so I could give them a little exposure and show them to you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed watching. If you did, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe if you want, and if not, that's cool too. I don't know who I'm going to feature next in my top 10. It may be a current player, it may be another Junk Wax guy. So, hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. See ya.